I was basically without hope. I didn't have really any direct aim in life. I was just trying to get a job. I worked a couple fast food jobs at Jack in the Box and Arby's for a few months each time. Those didn't work out for me either. So I was just basically running out of money and had nowhere to go and was addicted to drugs and alcohol. My name is Rich and I'm a graduate of the New Life program. I had a great childhood. I didn't really have any drug or alcohol problems. California was good to me up until methamphetamine became a part of my life. And then after that, things just kind of spiraled downward from there. First time I used meth, I think I was 29 years old. And it was put into my drink by somebody. So I didn't know that I had taken it. Then I felt like my sobriety to that was already gone. So then I used more after that, and it just became a thing where I would binge use it kind of. I wasn't using it like every day consistently, but I was using it in spurts, and then I would recover for a few weeks, and then I would get some more and use it some more. So I was staying at a motel. I got out of jail, called the mission just to talk to Steve and thank him, not to ask him to get in the program, but just to thank him for the help that he gave me while I was staying there. And he asked me what I was doing at the time, and I was like, well, I'm drinking and using right now. And he's like, well, we have a program for that. So then I went back down there and filled out an application and was honest to myself this time when I filled it out, and then they accepted me. Once I got into the program a little bit, it seemed like that was a good fit for me. I really enjoyed learning about the Lord and having this, I likened it to like a free Bible college. So I was, attending classes and doing all the requirements there at the Learning Center, and basically just, felt like it was a good fit for me. And I've been able to stay sober now for the longest time in my adult life, for almost a year now. I felt it was a good fit because it was giving me direction. It was giving me direction in life. So that's what I really needed at that time, because I was just running amok and had aimless direction. Started my relationship with God back when I first was in Modesto and checked into a rehab center myself for using methamphetamine. And I had a spiritual awakening there. When I first checked into that rehab center, I really didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I wasn't suffering financially at the time. I had a house and a car and stuff like that. I was just kind of at my wit's end with my addiction. I prayed about it and then had a spiritual awakening just all in one moment. And I was like, oh, Jesus is the answer. I felt like he kept the door open for me the whole time. He was always there. I just wasn't aware of his presence in my life. But then when I came to the mission and got back into doing Bible studies and stuff, like praying and stuff like that, I felt the resurgence of him, asking me to grow closer to him. Now being a graduate, I have a lot of hope in my future. I have a job working at True Hope Church. I feel that's a great place to be working because they'll hold me accountable there, and then staying here as well for the next year. I feel that's a good fit for me right now, so I can remain accountable and work on my sobriety and gain the tools that I'll need to have once I move on from here. I'm just looking forward to a better life for myself, a sober life. Like I said, I've been doing it now for a year. That's the longest I've been sober in my adult life, so it's a big change. I've learned I'm stronger than what I thought and that I could accomplish more than what I believed I could. I felt like I got some of that motivation back and proved to myself again and to God that in the program I could accomplish good things. I would just like to say thank you to all those that support the mission and that donate there, all the volunteers as well that use their time to come in there religiously and help us have food and shelter, and it just means the world to me, and I couldn't have done it without all of your help. I understand this is a great community because of all the support that the Boise Rescue Mission receives, so it's really nice to learn that I'm living in an area of the nation where I feel like there's a lot of support and a lot of care for people that are in need.